Welcome everyone. We are looking at assessing expectations in a quiz in Brightspace. We've added expectations to the quizzes that we've had in a previous video, and now we're just going to look at how do we assess just those curriculum expectations. So we're going to go to our quizzes. We are going to click that little arrow for the quiz that we want to look at, and we're going to grade that quiz. Okay, so in the grade window, you'll see the different the users that we're looking at. We're just going to look at Lisa's attempt because we haven't marked that one. And in that attempt, we can see the final score that's been automated based on a text response that the machine was looking for. Again, you don't have to use that text response. You can just actually mark it yourself. So Lisa's answer was, "Whoa, dude," and I can put a little bit of feedback there. Thank you for your candid response to this quiz, Lisa. And you might, add some other stuff. Then you leave that text feedback that's useful. You can change the score yourself if you'd like, but the most important part here is this. So this is the expectation we added in the previous video. It's a social studies expectation we pulled, and we can assess Lisa on 1 to 4 here. So let's say level 1 response. Saving the draft, when you go down here, saving the draft is not actually going to, it's not going to connect this assessment to your mastery view. So in a quiz, if you're looking for mastery view, it'll only look at published assessments. So we're going to say this is our final answer, so to speak. So we're going to publish it so it's viewable and Lisa can look at it, but also we'll find that we'll be able to see it in our mastery view. So we're going to go back. And here we can see that we've marked Lisa's attempt. Now, the way you would get to your mastery view is you'd go to grades. Unless you create a shortcut, you go to grades and you click on mastery. And this is really useful view as we get into this of how my whole class is doing under a specific expectation, the various levels that I have, as well as how each student is doing for each expectation. So I'm going to scroll way over to what we're looking at for Lisa. Okay, so we're looking for Lisa's quiz, particularly under the expectation we're looking at for social studies, which is right here. We see that we've got some yellows and some blues, which means we've got a level 2 and some level 4s for different students here. We see level 4 for Lisa, but when we click on it, we see a detailed breakdown. Now, we're using the automated most common highest achievement method that Mastery View is looking at. So it automatically goes to level 4, but we notice that her assessment, the recent one, First Contact Canadian History Quiz, has a level 1. So as a teacher, if I'm looking at just 2, it doesn't give me as big of a picture if I had lots more data. But I can actually also manually override what the most common says, right? Here we've only got 2 pieces of information, right? War of 1812 quiz from the day before and today's First Canadian History Quiz. So maybe today was an off day. That's why, and we can manually override to whatever we want, but it's important that we know how the calculation method is happening. So if we click on this, we can see that we're looking at most recently assessed activities, the top 5 most recent, and it's going to pick out when more than one achievement level have the highest counts, which here we have a tie for level 1. We only have 2, right? 1 and 1. It's going to pick the highest level. Benefit of the doubt goes to the student, essentially, which is a pretty cool system. But if you don't like that, you can actually change those details. We'll look at that a little bit further as we go into this pilot. But also, you can manually override for this specific scenario. I know that, right? That's what I would like. And then I can publish my manual override, or I can cancel my manual override. So that is how, I'm going to leave that alone. That is how you would integrate expectations into quizzes and use MasteryView to assess and track and get a big picture of what's happening.